Hello, and thank you for joining us for the game night. Tonight, we're diving back into our continuing D&D adventure here in the world of Drax Arcadia. We're going to do things a little differently this time. A lot of stuff has happened recently. We're going to go around the table and have everybody have a chance to kind of feel out how their character is doing at the moment. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Clementine is like a weird mixture of excited, but also has a lot of questions because um, there still this underlying issue to address of her parents were kind of working for like this bad dude like willingly, and like her mom had like a almost wanted to stay in this thing that was gonna like blow up just to say what she was doing. So clearly, it wasn't like she was being forced to be there. And there's other questions too about like who Cassius is and how his involvement is, and also a lot of guilt surrounding Neri, and so yeah, there's a lot of questions kind of swirling around, and she's kind of like, um, but there is some hope mixed in there too because this is the first time she's like more or less been in the same room as her parents in the last 7 years. So
Uh, Uri is a bit less scared and worried as he was before, but there's still a lot on his mind. Say he definitely has a lot of questions. What with this new patron who has just revealed himself, or at least given himself a name, and with the sentient eyeball he found in a box that was given to him, as well as just trying to like return to at least a little bit of normalcy back at home.
Ember. I don't think Ember's really scared. I think she's more curious. It's been exciting for her. I think she's curious about who a lot of these people are. Feels, like she can help in a lot of ways. And she's just kind of excited how, like, it's all kind of unfolding. And feels a lot more, like, powerful with her and Aggie's, like, kind of, like, transformation. Like, she's like, this is cool because it's not stuff she's ever really seen before. So I think she's realizing there's a lot more stuff out there than she noticed.
I would also say from Aki's perspective, because you can feel his emotions, vice versa, at this point through the bond. You've never felt nervousness from him. You've never seen him look nervous, even when he was training you or when you were fighting stuff back in the hometown, protecting it from raiders and stuff. Like, he never, like, you never got the impression he was nervous, but you can tell, like, whenever he wasn't with you before, you could feel the nervousness through the bond, like the worry. Not like full blown panic or fear,
Yeah.
but like a kind of like almost like a parental concern. Just like
he's concerned for me.
Yeah, like constantly worried for your safety. Yeah. Like
she needs to be more careful. That's what he's thinking.
But I don't know. He still seems to be right there beside you in the middle of it. So,
I guess Dakin is like excited and nervous, kind of at the same time. He's like nervous because he's never really dealt with this like higher powers before and like all these special peoples or whatever, and then he's excited because he sees all these like new people, and all he really had, like, Ponzi's like pretty much his best friend, but he never really had like friends. So he's like, oh, these like people like are pretty cool and all that, like, and that's why he gets like all nervous around them, like, oh my gosh. And he's like, and because like each one of them are like cool. Oh my gosh, it's a girl and a robot. It's a freaking guy that can create shadows with his mind. It's like, and then there's one girl that gets drunk with her dragon. It's like, and then the doctor that really scares me shows himself. I really don't want to see. But he's really cool. He's giant robot. I think his name is Arcus. I haven't really talked to the guy yet. But yeah. And then like you got like this one girl that got like strands coming out of the back, like where's she catching back there? Like, because like around Ponzi, I act like all like normal, and then I get around like everybody else, and I'm like,
That's a Trevor.
Fonzie's feeling pretty good. He's made quite a bit of money since his first day in. I don't think we've been in Drax Arcadia and Dragon's Mouth for very long. But being naked really wasn't part of the plan, but some bumps happen in the road, and sometimes you lose your clothes.
Makes sense. Fair, I guess.
It's my turn. I didn't know if you were ready to put anything else on.
No, everything ends with a naked film.
Okay.
Good God.
That's where
Now we
it's-
know how his character dies. Lorelai's tired. Lorelai's tired. She's tired of seeing people get taken advantage of, good people getting hurt. And she's just tired. She's sick of seeing all of this.
kind of an eye opener to see what Blue Industries was.
I mean, she knew.
And versus also kind of you got to see a little side of Zimnia that you didn't understand because
To a degree.
you're new to what you do, and that's a kind of a okay.
It's just the same thing over and over again. And like she's tired of that pattern repeating. So
Arcus is kind of taking a whirlwind tour of the universe. He's had a short life, but since then, I mean, he's gone from hanging out in the woods with insects and birds to being a prisoner to making a big mole worm friend to meeting lots of other friends. And I think I think that's exciting to him. I think it's probably a little bit more violence than he could do, needs around, but, when in Drax Arcadia,
That's what
so,
Arcadians do.
And literally in the dragon's mouth at this point. It's
all right. So, no, so I think, and of course with the crystal dragon, Lacquer, yes. He's been waiting. I mean, I think he kind of sees him as the answers to all his questions about himself and why he's different than everyone else. And they meditated together, but I haven't had a chance to, or he hasn't had a chance to talk to him about that. So I think he's probably looking forward to that.
All right.
Sure.
Cassius. I'm sorry, I was writing stuff down as you guys were going rocks, reminding me of things that were happening. Well, one is unemployed. Underwater. Not real happy about that because we know what happens to submarines when they're not structurally sound. Injured. He's also really excited because he hasn't been on an adventure in a long time, and he kind of feels like there's about to be some shit going down. Whether he can make it happen or not, he's going to try because he's excited. He hasn't felt excitement in a long time. Gives him the opportunity to find certain people that he's been looking for a while. And he has a new group of people in front of him whose minds he can explore. Not physically like your father's. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think maybe it was his character.
Having gone around the table with such, and you gotten a taste of what everybody's going through and experiencing with this, we start back into the submarine. This mantis-shaped, wing busted off, pieces missing, currently okay enough, and everybody's taking a much-needed break. Letting everything process via sleep or meditation or, like I call it, working meditation, as you physically do like a task, but allow your mind to kind of wander. And that's going to lead us to Lorelai. In the cargo area where she helped find the food, pacing because she can't stop hearing them whisper. You're trying to shut it out, but at the edge of your hearing, you just keep hearing, and it's just incoherent. It's so many different whispers that nothing is coming through clearly.
Okay. She's tired of shutting people out and shutting things out, so she's gonna fully just try to listen as hard as she can and just be still.
Give me a wisdom check.
No, it's a 6.
6. You kind of like try and like perceive, trying to put out there, like open your senses to this, and you realize with that this isn't physical.
Mm-hmm.
So you turn inward for a more spiritual one. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20.
You acquire
First of the night.
what many people who meditate try to achieve. You center yourself enough to where the voices in your mind quiet. And as you do, you start hearing those whispers over like reality.
Okay.
You can hear them louder than you can hear the stuff, the general murmuring of the machine work still out functioning.
Okay.
Even on standby, the submarine is still having to have an engine run and things like that. Everything's lower tier, and not as active. It's not as loud, but there's always this hum that's throughout the submarine. And then you kind of almost like step back outside of yourself to hear this. And now you can see around you pale, almost people. Almost. Not quite fully like a realized person, but a visual trigger at the corner of your eyes that you can see now moving around. Perhaps ghosts.
Do any of them look familiar?
Nobody looks coherent enough, or cohesive enough to get like a visual of like even a gender or like other than you can see some are small and some are large and some are like the heights of the apparitions.
Which one's
change.
the loudest?
This one, give me a perception check.
19.
19. The loudest one to you isn't the one that comes across as the loudest, but it's more like the one that stands out the most to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a smaller one, almost like it's an echo of a child.
Okay. Can I make out what it's saying?
Well, even though you can kind of hear them a little bit more than the rest, everything's just it's like so many tracks of
Can I
audio.
try to tune out the rest and just pay more focus to the one?
Give me a wisdom check.
It's only going to be 11.
You tune out some of them enough to where you can hear the little girl, which you hear a little girl's voice coming from this small room, saying, "Hey, I see you can see me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?"
Lorelai's just going to nod towards in like the direction in which this child is.
They just want to say thank you. They don't know how to get through to you, but they can tell that you can see us sometimes, and you can hear us most of the time. But you stopped them. You stopped them. Thank you.
She's gonna have a look of confusion on her face.
You and your friends. Everybody just kind of wants you to know that we all really appreciate you. And now you watch as she becomes a little bit more corporeal. She's like a little kid, and she looks like she's wearing like a hospital gown, and she's got like bandages around her arms, and you've seen bandages like this on Mirai,
Okay.
On his arm that
Yeah.
he checks every once in a while. You picked up on, and then some of the other ones start to become more coherent. You see like what looks like a minotaur appear, and he's got like half of his face is gone and replaced with like some sort of metal cybernetic looking stuff, but that starts to like dissolve, almost like effervescently changing back to his original minotaur form, as like almost like the spirit rejects the mechanical.
Okay.
In this afterlife version of them, and what looks to be like look like a dwarven body, but like somebody grafted giant limbs to them, and they changed one of the, so like you watch as all of the people go from this like corrupted version of like experimentation and mutations back to their original, like an elf here and a dwarf here and a human and a triton and just more and more just of the species around you, until you're looking around the room and you're looking at about 50, 60 ghosts.
Okay.
You can't understand them, but it goes really quiet as they all stop talking and say, the little girl says, "There's something for you. We can't give it to you, but you need to go back to the mines. They're not all destroyed."
Okay.
And she just like giggles and turns and skips away, and as she does, she just kind of fades into nothing as the rest of them kind of like nod and like disappear into the walls.
Okay. Lorelai's gonna grab her pendant, and she's gonna try to go find the others.
For the first time in a long time, it doesn't burn your hand. Marcus.
Yes.
Floating, cross-legged, across from each other, you and Lakar are meditating. His string of stones, like orbiting around you, as yours in
Sharon stones.
Sharon stones.
Not a basic instinct.
But you, in this moment, you can feel a link happen between the two of you, like almost like a nerve. You've felt the Warforged, like Forge-born connection thing that can happen with the advanced electronics and mechanical stuff, to where you can kind of like interface. And this doesn't feel like how he's talked in your head before. This feels more like that. Like he's connecting along those pathways, to the point where like you're like, and you guys are kind of standing in this all white, everywhere around you is white, kind of like the loading zone in Matrix. And it's just the two of you. You're standing there.
What kind of feeling do I get about him?
Roll me an insight check.
One more. 16.
16? He, from the beginning, is always trying to like reach out to you and trying to acquire your attention for the purposes of what you believe is training. He wants to he sees something in you, and he wants to have you use your powers, learn your powers, that kind of thing. And every step that you've taken to try and like connect with this guy has always ended in catastrophe, whether you got captured or derailed or sidetracked, or he got hijacked by Mr. Blue and used to like teleport in, and things like that. But there's this moment where you can see him, and the thing that comes across to you with a 16 is the thought of in your head is the word alien. This person's mind does not function like yours. It does not function like the people that you've interacted with in this group. So you have some sort of like understanding. I mean, you can't read everybody's mind, but you can see how they like. You can kind of read intentions and do stuff like that. His mind and his way of presenting himself is alien to you. He's very detached from this world. almost like he thinks of like the world in the third person. Like he doesn't like he's here, but he's not here
Right.
in his mind, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. You have come a long way without any training.
Right.
I hope to be able to teach you how to harness your gifts.
I would like that very much.
You've been lost for a very long time. I'm here to guide you.
Where do you come from?
Long a long time ago. I come from, well, not here. This world isn't the only one, and where I come from, the rules are a little different. This, and he like gestures at this, and it manifests like psionic energy in his hands. This is normal where I come from. Magic is foreign. So,
Are, I can start too because I have a question.
all right. Check it.
Check.
Sure.
And we're gonna time back in. All right, for the leg cut.
Lakar, I have a question for you. Are the powers that you wield, are they related to why I'm different than my brothers and sisters? Can you tell me about that? Or do you not know about that?
You have a foot in two worlds. One, this, and he again flares up the sonic powers. The other, this, and you watch as like the white changes to now you're standing like it swirls in. And you're like standing in a rainforest. You've never been here. You've never seen this before, but it's an abundance of nature. You can hear all the sounds of the different creatures. Like this insects, you hear the hooting of birds and animals and just it's like your connection to our power comes from an answer that this world begs for. We are the answer to the alien forces that come and attack, the ones who wear tentacle bases and destroy worlds. But you're also heavily rooted in this world, specifically Drax Arcadia. I don't know why.
I don't know either, but I noticed they probably could use some help. They're very violent. They fight each other a lot. Does it have to do with those octopus face people?
I think it has more to do with the nature of this world itself, which we'll go into more later. But for now, I think everybody's waking up. You see him kind of like just kind of fade out from this image. You linger for just a little longer, just to experience. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can hear it. Like there's like
that.
you're like, and you pop back up, and he's starting to stand back up on the bridge. Meanwhile, in the med bay, Ponson, Dakin, and who else is with you?
12's in there. Fonzie's just sitting up top next to 12, and I believe last time they handed out some food, he's just sitting up there. Dakin's there, and he's eating out of the can, looking at 12, looking at Dakin, like, why is it always got to be the people up at the top?
The light
Always
is
weird.
turned off.
Did somebody unplug it?
No, I think it might have just turned off. It just like literally.
I think it turned off because it fell, maybe? Or was it
No,
down that high
It was
before?
down that
It was
height.
down there.
It looks like the battery died.
Is it just not plugged in the wall then?
Probably is. I can't tell.
Difficulty stuff happen.
The plug goes over there.
It should be plugged in the wall over there. Is the switch not on the wall?
No.
That might be it.
But it like just turned off.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's not charging.
But if the outlet's not plugged in.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, there we go. You're saying, Hansi?
Yeah. You're eating your stuff. Climb back
Yeah.
in.
He's just sitting there. He's like, why is it gotta be all the time? Everybody up at the top's always gotta be weird. When you and me get up there, we need to remember we can't be doing that. Because look what they did to this one. They took her arms, they took her legs. I don't know what else they did to you. You're sleeping right now. We're just gonna let you be. But at the same time, always gotta be like that. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, it's super weird. Do you know where my gloves are?
Well, I know where this goes out.
You roll. What's your passive perception?
Mine?
10.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah, you don't know.
13?
Oh, it's 13?
Well, mine's 10.
Oh, you're just 10?
Yeah.
You don't know.
I
Fonzie
have no
doesn't
idea.
know. You're generally looking for your gloves. Dakin, you slowly look back to the body of Ponzi behind you with the exploded head. And on it, you can see the gloves are still there.
They're right there on you.
No?
Well, not on you, like on you. I like gesture towards like the bottom.
Across the med bay area, you hear. And you see what begins to be little spindly pieces of metal start to come out of the broken areas on 12's armor. And they lattice together to make very crude looking arms and legs.
Ponzi, you don't think he's waking up, right?
We probably should go find somebody for that.
You guys run screaming to go find help.
Bond's gonna be staying there and he's sending Dakin.
Okay. Send a Dakin? Okay. Clementine.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, I said last time I think I was gonna try to like fix the arm of the mech. Maybe try to use some of the material that we used to fix the ship's hull to like add armor to the thing that was lost.
So you're building like at this point, you would think it would be a crude replacement, but like as you're doing it, like your dad's like, no, like this, and like puts a little schematic on the screen of his faceplate to show you how to like create the different layers. So at this point, you would be able to like have started to on the metal draw out where you're going to need to cut it loose and use the like a plasma torch or something to like or a metal something to get the metal into the right shape so you can start working the metal and refining it. As you're doing this, your mom's also helping you. But you notice as this is happening, you keep catching her staring at you longer than you like. As like her focus on you lingers too long. Like it makes starting to make you feel like uncomfortable to the point of like, why are you worried about?
Is everything okay, Mom?
I can't believe you're here. I can't believe what happened to your grandfather.
Yeah, honestly, it happened like so fast. The people that were there, you know, the leadership aboard the city tried to have people come and check on me, but once he was gone, I was so determined to get down here, and I figured it out.
Your ability to adapt and just create solutions amazes me.
I think earlier you slipped up and said you designed Grandpa the last. What does that mean?
Roll a persuasion check.
15.
I built your grandfather. I styled him after your real grandfather, who's been gone for a long time. He died when Doom invaded. He taught me a lot. Helped set me on the path that we're currently on. And I needed to protect you. And I needed to keep you away from what we're doing. I knew what I needed to do here with Grix was necessary because there was no other place, no other person who would support the work like he did. But the world needs what we're doing. But I didn't want him to have you. You're gifted and you're different. I think you already know that a little bit.
I'm getting the feeling. I guess it just... There's a little part of me that is worried that, you know, maybe just because something can be done doesn't mean it should be. And especially knowing that I know about Grix, I'm worried if you guys had continued working on whatever you were working on that
She goes, let me stop you there. I understand the dangers, but I know some things that are coming that the world's going to need our frames. Project Full Frame might be what helps to stand against and give us a chance. Doom was just the beginning. There's something else out there. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I know what it's capable of. I've got to see what it's done.
What have you seen?
She, like, pulls out, like, a little disc thing from her... Well, actually, no, she doesn't have that because she's just in her regular stuff. She asks for her utility tool there, and then she quickly, like, connects some stuff, pulls something off the wall of the submarine and, like, takes it apart and puts and manifests a little device that sparks and kind of rattles, and it creates this jittery image of a world. Doesn't look like Drax Arcadia, especially since you've seen images of the world now where it's like being held together by literal branches of a tree from the inside. But it looks like a bluish green world with like large swaths of like red irony like hills and mountains, and you watch as the world, like a decaying fruit, just blackens, grays, shrivels, and then just goes or explodes, not in a massive outburst, but just as if there's nothing left holding it together, as if it just succumbed to its final moment of what it will eventually be in a matter of seconds. And this image that she shows you in this little, almost like a video, it only lasts like 9 seconds. And in the time it takes to start showing you the world and to the end, she lets the image drop, and the thing kind of sparks, and she's like, throws the bits that are not worthless off to the side.
How did you see that? Was it shown thing?
Yeah. It was... I was approached by who you know as the Prophet of the Singularity. He had stuff from worlds beyond ours. After the war ended, the last one, where Thune was defeated, and before the Shattering, he was not from here. I don't know who he is. I've only ever seen him in his visage-clad, full armored plate. Um, but he's from one of these worlds. And this was an image that he was able to save and record onto a technological device as his ship, a refugee ship, fled. He had a vision that this was going to happen, and he had prepared a few people on the world. He was able to save hundreds of people because no one would listen to him there. He's tried to spread his word here. And while I don't agree with his message, I think that that's necessarily the answer. The warning was real.
He seems to have some kind of interest in me. Not always when I first met him years ago, but he's even come to me and some of the people I've been traveling with, calling me some kind of savior or messiah. Did he ever?
She, like, you see her eyes go big, and she, like, clutches your arm. Like, it's like, it hurts. Like, she's freaking out, and she's like, don't let him take you. His warning was real, but he is a very dangerous man. And if he got a hold of you, I don't think anyone could stop him. And then you hear from like coming out of the med bay, but cutting over to Nira, backing it up a little bit, rewinding time a little bit. Where are you, sir?
I was sitting back watching TV.
Oh, okay. So you would have kind of like in the shadows, unnoticed, kind of watching this all transpire, and you get to hear this little bit about the prophet and what's happening there. Cassius, where are you?
I'm trying to remember where you left off.
Someone's going to ask you questions.
Well, I was sort of in the middle of a conversation with Clementine, and then I suppose I got distracted somewhere and was probably heading towards the med bay.
You were asked exactly who exactly are you? Essentially, was the question that was brought about.
Yeah.
And as you went to begin answering, let's just say you felt compelled to say, "We'll talk about that more in a moment."
Sure.
While the psychic guys are up at the bridge, you had the Ponzi and Dakin and 12 were over in the med bay. These guys are more like a little farther down the hallway working on that, stuff, getting a makeshift little workbench that they've gotten taken care of. Down in the cargo area, you have Lorelei. You and Nicodemus.
Mm-hmm.
You felt drawn to him.
Okay.
You can sense when people are tortured by what they're going through. And you go a little farther back, almost before where you would go down to where, if you go down, you go into the cargo area, but if you go farther back, you're more in like the engine room.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just like sitting by himself in the engine room,
Mm-hmm.
you come across Nicodemus.
Okay. What's he doing?
Literally just sitting.
Okay.
He's like kind of like propped up on his sword and kind of just staring off at nothing.
I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna maybe make a little noise and mind if I come in?
It's you. Yes. Go. This is my private room now. I don't even have no claim to this ship.
I don't think any of us do. We're sunk into the bottom of a body of water. I'm gonna walk up to him and sit. I'm gonna sit right next to him.
We believe what we've been told. The owner of the ship's no more, so I guess it's up for grabs.
I mean, his blood is on the walls. So, you seem conflicted.
I was dispatched to arrest you and those other two little ones because you stole something from somebody that I genuinely don't care about. They stole it first. We know things. The Evan Bane. We have spotters throughout the city, just like all of the factions do. It's just we are accepted to deliver justice. We are the scalpel and the white guard. You know, they're the axe. Sometimes the dragon and the rider must come, and sometimes they send one or two of us to deal with a problem. The fact that it got wrapped up into the middle of such a rapidly expanding problem. I'd like to talk to my father about it, and that's not an option right now.
Are we talking about a biological father or a
No.
spiritual father?
No, he's my dad. We don't look alike. But that's consequences of life choices more than biology.
Sure. So, I know you were sent to arrest me for stealing something and delivering justice. Whether you feel it was justice or not, I don't quite feel is the appropriate term. There's a reason why we needed to get that out of certain people's hands and into the hands of maybe not the greatest place, but maybe the safest place for it. And it is currently very safe.
Or it's very gone. I don't know.
Could be.
I'd like to see what's up above once we've been down here for hours. I don't know what's happened in the city. I'd like to get back to my church, find out what's going on, reestablish connection, and get orders.
I'm not too keen on being under the water either. So as soon as we can get up above,
And he's like, and maybe get some gear back on.
yeah.
I feel weird about wrapped in metal.
I know maybe you don't want to be in my home again, considering how things went down last time. However, there may be some things that I can provide you in order to get you back on track, at least until you get to your church.
I appreciate that. And I want you to know that since the party that has an issue with you also stood with my faction against Blue Industries, I don't know where that's going to leave us when I get back up there. But let's just say that I wouldn't have gotten out of there alive without you and the rest of them. So,
None of it's personal, but we all have lives.
well, rescuing somebody you didn't have to is personal. So,
Anything you need right now?
get out of this tin can and get into another one, maybe.
Would I maybe
Until then, my faith is my armor.
would I maybe overhear you guys talking a little bit?
Say that you were like you were
Finishing up.
saying
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
he said they're starting to be active again or whatever. You could have walked into this area.
Yeah, and I would just say that I'd kind of hear them talking about not liking the water and be like, "How could you not like the water, guys? You need to learn to go with the flow."
Arcus, you're so young. I imagine you do understand how pressure works.
I do, sneaky human.
I figured. We want out of this so that we can see the water from above and not as it crushes us.
Cassius, roll me an insight check. This is for Lakar.
Oh, so just a okay. Sorry.
I think you have a bit.
You said it's for the car. Oh, you want me to do an insight check on our car? Oh, okay. Yeah, let me go.
Who's kind of standing behind you?
I was going to let you
First,
know.
oh, yeah. First one's a 25.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
Cool.
Next one's an 18.
Oh, that's shucks. We'll go with the 18.
Hand me his
You could see like One of Lacar's stones is not moving around his head. It's like floating above his forehead. And one of his eyes is flaring blue. Or, I'm sorry, flaring a purplish blue, like... He's like some sort of sign of power is actively being used right now.
I definitely want to go investigate and walk over to him and see what's going on. Is the crystal actually, is it lit or anything? Or is it just
the other stones are lit. This one isn't. It's just kind of like stopped above his forehead.
I would keep an eye on Cassius, but not.
I want
kind of distractedly as you approach. You go, "Oh, hello."
Hi. You're pretty interesting. Psionics. I see the telltale color.
You can also tell, like, some of the accoutrement of his gear or whatever is also druidic, like
okay.
this. So, some sort of connection there.
Not sure how you got to be a part of this group, but welcome. And I'm sure you want to get off of this submarine as well.
I don't know how long I can maintain certain places in the ship.
Sure. Well, knowing that now,
we have some time, but we need to get to either surface the ship or kind of sacrifice some of these rooms.
Yeah, we have a lot of supplies on this ship, so that's probably not a good idea. Let me communicate this to some people that may know a little bit better than I do.
You can hear like the sound of metal, like just a little bit, and
Not distracting them.
And you can after his eye flares again, and you hear like it stops.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to.
And almost like your ears pop from the pressure shift.
Yeah.
I would probably want to let Lacar know too that maybe not Cassius, but Lacar that when we were meditating that I did an air bubble, or not air bubble, just in case, just so he knew that, that so that's a little backup.
Nice. Ember.
Yes.
I wake up to Dakin screaming his way out of the bed area, and all of you at this point now here to catch us all up in that moment of time.
Yeah, I'm waking up.
But
I'm
he
like
comes
running my
around
eyes.
the corner and like trips over you. And, like,
Oh, God.
roll me a dexterity saving throw, Dakin.
17.
17. You trip. You wake up eyes wide to him about to fall on you as he does like a front tumble
Oh, nice.
and like lands and goes ah.
And Ember, she's like,
This T-pose.
she's like, that was quite impressive. She says to him.
Thank you.
Keep running.
And then I'm gonna look at Aggie and be like, "What is going on already? It's too early for this."
12 metal coming back.
I believe he said something about 12's totally metal.
Totally metal, as in like music, or
Now, do you continue
I've
here?
never
or
heard
do you
this phrase
run
before.
to the next people.
you've never heard this phrase before?
Running past. Like,
He says
I'm
it in
more
passing.
hardcore. No. They just go running back as you watch his dad just
I guess I get up and I'm like, well, I guess we should go see what all the fuss is about.
You would run all the way back to the engine room as they're coming in your direction from the yelling. What do you all do? I mean, you're saying you're going to the
Yeah, I get up. I am kind of like, I'm wide awake because I almost had them trip over me. But like, I'm getting up and like, I'm like, oof. Like, I'm feeling just like a little exhausted.
Even in the cargo bay, you can hear that.
I'm gonna start heading
But I'm heading
towards
in.
the yelling.
I'll book it, yeah.
Within a few seconds, everybody who's going in that way arrives to see what Ponzi has witnessed happen. You watched these spindly, like, almost like braces appear around what would, like, if somebody was wearing like support braces for like limbs that appear around that replace the limbs and start to move and like lift the torso up and put a makeshift foot to the ground. As it does, you watch as the medical bay that they're sitting in kind of like is being ripped up to pieces and shredded to replace parts of the armor. You watch as the head reforms as the torso seals back over.
Is Clementine in the room?
You guys all witness as you run in it doesn't look like a fully functioning 12, but you see like a
12.
3PO with its parts showing version of 12 standing there.
I just want to immediately cast calm emotions.
I will all say, immediately would go to look at the chest.
Yeah.
You do not see the mark of the prophet on their chest.
So if we don't see the mark of the prophet, I would say
Yeah.
we're safe.
No.
Question mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cautious still. I'm still gonna have my scalpel out. And
Lorelai's gonna have her hand on her whip.
oh, good, you're up.
You do the calm emotions in it. What's your save? Is it to her or is it to everybody else?
Honestly, it's to everybody else.
Okay.
14.
Was it wisdom or charisma?
Charisma.
Baby.
Fuck your calm emotions.
I'm feeling
It's fine. It's not a bad thing. I'm just
Yeah,
very
do we all
calm.
do it?
I'm feeling pretty
Yeah.
calm.
Yeah,
That's
doing it to
charisma?
everybody. That's in there.
Charisma?
Yeah.
Feeling pretty
Yeah,
chill.
you see like the not completed 12
right.
there,
Sorry,
and you
very
see
tired.
behind them a big chunk of that medical bay
25,
with the
not
mechanics
20.
and stuff and electronics is like gone.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
It's just
not
like
20.
it's been eaten away.
After
So
he
basically
does
I'm
that,
good.
I'm gonna walk over to Cassius. I'm gonna tug on the coat that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen my gloves?
Your gloves are on your body, sir.
No.
Your other body. Do you
No.
see?
Have this is my body.
What do you remember last?
I press the accelerator.
Definitely.
12 reaches back and touches something on the panel that's above the medical thing, and you watch as it like their hand like underneath is a speaker that watches just it goes away, and you see like stuff in the arm that you can still see moving around until the neck gets like a darker collar because you can't. There's no armor plating on it, and you hear like that 12 modulated voice come through. How did we survive that?
This guy played a really wicked loot rift while we were driving a train off the track.
Are you good now? Not evil. You're not trying to kill me?
Not now. No, I'm not going to kill you. You see them reach back to their back, go look around. Is it gone or destroyed?
Last we saw it blew up.
That's better than gone.
What is it?
So, Project Nightingale was not the prototype. I was. The reason why I'm called 12, you see like gestures toward the spot on the helmet that's not there anymore. It's because I 12 powers. Had 12 powers.
They're gone now? Can't feel them anymore?
Just the ones that I had active when I was unconscious. I can only maintain certain, a few at a time.
Is there anything we can gather from her body language?
Apprehensive. No check required. Doesn't know how this is going to go because last time, you guys were fighting.
Yeah.
They weren't in control, but like, she's only kind of cool with like 3 of you.
Yeah.
You're also here because your mom did say to bring you.
I saw her.
She's still here.
Kinda
And
like,
I do
kinda like out her. She's being lifted up by the one arm that's functioning under the dusty. Yeah, under the neck, like from the neck, like lifted up so she can you see.
And I do want to tell you, I apologize for what we had to do when the prophet took you over. But to be fair, you flipped me in the face.
You did flick him in the face.
Did Lily tell me to kill him?
Said she was dangerous.
Yeah.
I thought she was like.
She,
I thought
She is who she says she is.
yeah.
Then be careful. I wouldn't want to lose another.
I didn't intend to attack you then.
What about now?
That would be foolish.
Can I roll inside?
We're
You
in a
believe
submarine.
that she thinks it would be foolish.
What is Lily's body language? I'm looking at Lily.
She still has her tool, her multi-tool, and you see her like the way she's standing. Her side is to her, and to her right, she's fiddling with something, creating something.
12. Both of your parents are here. Conscious.
Like, there is no face to give away detail. It's like literally like the 3PO face. You know, like the pieces are missing and like, there's no helmet on it, and they're covered now in the thing. You go, my father's dead.
Father's body is dead.
No, like my father died 20 years ago.
They have a different program.
Did you have any connection to Dusty?
No.
But Lily, you did.
Yes.
She's just fine. We can't keep calling you 12. I know it's what you're used to, but that's not who you are.
Make a persuasion check.
When I hear Dusty died 20 years ago, I want to again look at the body language.
Well,
No, Dusty.
Dusty's not her dad.
Dirty 20. Oh, that's right.
Forgot about that.
Dirty 20.
30-20.
Good bullshit.
She doesn't change, like, they're not at like a Kimbo combat stance, but like they haven't actually moved, which is for like an automaton body, that's not that hard to maintain. For like a physical body, there's always this kind of like gentle movement that happens and a rhythm to their standing. Even a person standing still can only stand still for so long before they have to kind of shimmy for balance purposes, if nothing else. But she goes. Then the voice modulator shifts to where you hear the female known voice. She goes, "My name is Kara."
Kara, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm glad you told me because I would have made something up that you didn't like. But I smiled a little bit. And do you need anything? I know you're, mechanized. So that you don't keep pulling our ship apart while we're in it and underwater.
I'm fine now. Looks back at this was a system reboot. I had no control over that.
None of us have any...
Except for that, gestures at the speaker.
Yeah. None of us have any intentions of harming you. And we are actually kind of curious on your intentions, obviously. Foolish is not really what we wanted to hear. What do you want to do?
Need to find Grix and report back to duty.
Out of character, I'm laughing.
I do that in character.
I think Ember's just gonna make eye contact. Like, Ember's gonna do this. Like, she's trying to, like...
Oh, boy!
And she's gonna eyeball Aggie, like... And she's gonna... Because Aggie's gonna... Because I feel like Aggie would be like, well, now that you mentioned it. I'm just gonna go, like...
What? How many of your powers do you have at the moment?
3.
Which ones?
You see like their body, like their head shifts to look at everybody for a second. Strength. Speed. Flight.
Oh, those are great. Those might help us a lot right now. I want you to be as free as possible, like us. However, we are in a submarine underwater, and we want to maintain this ship. And to be able to get out of the ship, it needs to stay intact. And I know you don't really care so much about what happens to everybody on this ship. You do have family on this ship.
What's wrong with the ship? Why can't you just fix it?
We will.
She it pointedly tilts the head up to look over at Lily.
Yeah. You know some things about Grix, right?
Yes. Some things I can say, some things I literally can't.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Grix, the one that was on the ship that we know of, he's not here. We don't know where he went. We did observe, potentially, his body get destroyed. But I still feel
Is this the escape ship,
it
the
is.
submersible?
Yes.
You see, like they actually shift, not it's where like they actually pivot to almost like a more relaxed stance. Yeah, I can contact him from the bridge.
Do we need to be higher up in the water to do that?
No,
I
it's
don't
a
know. I don't know how much a pile of goo can say.
it's a techno arcane link.
You're not
I
gonna
just
make
need to
things
boost
better.
it by using the communications system.
Do we really think that's a good
No.
idea?
Add character, no.
I'll say that.
Absolutely.
I'll say it out loud.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say yes, absolutely.
When you say that in character, is like, why would it not?
Add a character. I don't want 12 or Grix to know where we are at all if they exist still.
Everybody roll an insight check.
Yeah.
Why don't you say that in character, though, Phil? You should say that in character.
Oh,
See if I can
23.
22, 23, 15. Anybody break its fence other than you two?
Oh god, I have a 5.
No, wait.
I got 23.
Nice.
We're not inside.
Ponzi doesn't care. Ponzi wants to know how much it's worth to her to know where the bridge is.
8 is hard.
If she pays me.
Lorelai's gonna glare at you.
8. What was this? I didn't make it.
Oh, 5.
Okay.
I'm not insightful at all.
Roll,
Jack, me and him are just like.
roll a d20 for A.
Okay. Not 20. It's my second one of the night.
Nice.
Aggie handles his liquor better than
He's
me.
been
clearly.
around.
Aggie shifts from your shoulder very nonchalantly to where they're like hanging from the side of the door frame. Like they're literally like got one claw holding on and like almost like readying themselves.
And so, would I notice that, even though I have low insight?
And through it, like, there's this calm that watches over you from him in the bond that you've only experienced when he's about to fight something.
Okay, so
So you immediately get this like,
yeah,
wave.
I would be like, even though I'm calm, I'd be like ready.
The three of you, almost you like simultaneously, have the same kind of thought, whether it's the same words or not. Is there's something wrong with her?
Mm-hmm.
So she attacked you guys because somebody killed Grace.
Yeah.
And it's almost like not everything is linking up. It's like you're getting like you're dealing with like a machine with error messages.
And I don't have any kind of interface capabilities, do I?
You can try to reach out psionically.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me try that.
You try to connect. So what's your save DC on your spells?
16.
I rolled a 3. Yeah, you kind of it's this that Forgeborn style interface. It doesn't feel the same, almost like you're speaking in a different, like you're speaking one language, they're speaking another, as far as the means of communication. However, you do link up to their thing, and you can, for a brief moment, glimpse what's bouncing around in their processing. And it's like, contact Greg's error, not possible to disk error, track down return to blue inches error, like just like there's a bunch of these like things that are popping up, error, like reclaim powers pack error, things like there's it's not like you're reaching into a mind or having like a mental connection like you did with Lakar.
Mm-hmm.
This is like you're watching some of the things that you witnessed in New Eberron, like when a machine malfunctioned. And it confirms your your insight that they're not 100% there right now. There might not be 10% there right now.
We need to take advantage of that. Well, we need your help to get this thing off the floor and back up to the docks so that we can get a hold of Briggs. It's idle. Something's wrong with this system. It's not working underwater for some reason.
I can assist with repairs outside the ship.
Okay.
This gestures at the limbs do not require waterproofing.
Will that get us up? We need to see what's going on.
I am not. I don't remember how to fix this.
That's okay. We'll work together.
Why don't I remember that? You see, like, their posture goes back to rigid again. Goes, doesn't matter. I will assist you.
I appreciate it. And then we'll get you what you need. Right, guys?
Yeah.
And sometimes it is
Of course.
That's the second
Yeah.
time I wish I had
And you see like
That's
artistic
right.
sweat.
I
Like,
almost did.
I do not want to be
From the
this
ship.
underwater.
The drips of sweat all over me.
Clementine, do you know how to fix this?
Fix the submarine.
To get us
Lily
up-
goes,
up.
I know how.
We need to surface.
I helped build it.
We need to surface.
I think maybe we could pull it into a cove or like a cave somewhere, maybe, and let it get to the surface so we can fix it and hide it.
With her,
Perhaps a magical
Dusty,
air bubble.
and you, I believe, would be great assistance. With the three of you working on the outside, I believe we could get this thing taken care of in a few hours.
And I've got that magical bubble too.
I could go on the outside of the ship without an issue.
Okay.
I guess I'll
Excellent.
save it in
Anybody
this
else hiding some wonderful and undisclosed powers that we
Okay.
they can
Could
just be
I
fine underwater?
Unfortunately not.
can
Aggie's like,
No.
Aggie, put your hand
Yeah.
up. That's not true, Aggie.
I can breathe
He's a white
water.
see insects start
Swiftly,
swarming.
where are you going?
No, I can go out there now.
Well, why didn't you say something before then?
No one asked. This is a new thing.
Aggie.
We were trialing out a shooting.
Aggie, I'm gonna need you to read the room.
Funny thing,
You should read the room, my friend.
dragons aren't either. We are dragons, and as such, we don't like rules, except for ours, and that's just kind of how it works. Not every dragon is fine underwater, but luckily, this new shiny model that I have works out pretty good.
I have something really cool that I think I want you to see when we get out of
Is
this.
it a joke because I'm an ice dragon?
No.
Would have been good.
But it might be useful to you.
That's right.
could I do the music thing again or
It's my time.
What music are you doing?
Yeah, you would do the montage now.
yeah, so I can try to help them go faster. Like,
No, I think the AC
Um,
pitch went up.
It doesn't take much time. With everybody's coordination, it's a few hours. You're able to power the ship back up. And do you choose to go and take the ship up?
where would y'all like me to put it?
Well, we
Where
wanna-
go?
Well,
It takes all of us to drive it, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, like where to go?
What is our plan going to be?
I think we
never
try to-
really-
Repairs from the
I think we
outside.
try to scan the coast a little bit because we're in the bay. I still try to scan the bay, the coast, try to find like a cave or a cavern or
I
an inlet.
want to lean over Clementine. Without, as best as stopping people from hearing me, we cannot reveal where we're hiding this. It's 12. We need a preliminary spot and a secondary spot.
Your mom leans in as you guys are whispering.
Because everybody heard me.
Yeah. She goes,
I leaned over 12 to say it.
she goes, yes. Listen, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but we cannot let 12 know what we're going to
And then Aggie, like, right over her shoulder, like,
She's like, I've been working on this. If we can attach this to the base of her neck, it'll disrupt her systems. It's a restraint. It's a systems restraint. I don't know what I would call this, but I made it up on the fly. It should disable her. It put her in like a sleep mode until we can figure out what to do.
I think she's
It's
partially
just
there.
somebody's got to do it.
Somebody needs.
Like, what do you
How
mean?
much?
Like,
No, I mean like
How much?
it needs to.
Sleight of
It
hand.
needs to attach to the base of the neck
Right?
where the
Sleight of hand
it'll
check?
throw
And I have
out into
3
the
familiars.
system.
oh, so you can't like.
I mean, you could, but they'll remember
And they
that
have
when they
spiders.
wake up. I
Yeah,
can't.
I was like, I guess both.
I
can pretend-
take it?
Mhm.
And I want to.
Who's gonna pay
It,
you
it
for
looks a
doing that?
lot like
Oh,
just a cylinder, like this big with like a little metal pin on one side, and the bottom underneath it's a bunch of little like almost like fish hook style, like harpoon, like little shapes on them, but they're real small.
Clementine, those two are rather useful. Oddly enough, I've seen them in action.
Seemed like it.
Don't give them coffee though.
I'll keep that in mind. I want to give the device. I want to hand it to Neo, and I want to say, "Do your thing, man."
Yeah.
All right.
If you get her into a darks,
Once the ship is powered back up and you guys are having this moment, you do see 12 start striding towards the bridge.
Before she leaves the room, I want to like step in front of her a little bit, look up. I need- don't do anything stupid. Cause I whooped your ass once, and I'll do it again.
Fonzie's gonna come in. Never mind that. Here, I will show you the way.
Yeah.
Just let me up there, and I will show you the way.
She nods towards you, Fonzie.
So he's gonna get
And
up,
you
and he's gonna be
really
back to her
quick.
shoulders.
They're on the other side of you, like a blur of green, like right behind you, and they just gently pat you on the head as they turn and walk towards the bridge.
With Ponzi on.
With him
back.
zooming.
Oh, because he was trying to get up on.
Are you on
12.
the back?
Yeah, because he
I'm right
can't
on
walk
the
as
back.
fast.
I think she kind of like swats at the hand as it leaves, but like it's not fast enough.
And as she kind of like dips down a little bit to let you climb up, continues to walk towards the bridge.
I'm also gonna have my 3 familiars coming up there with me as well.
What do your 3 familiars look like?
They are the ones with the spiders, and they have the Ponzi face with the beard.
giggling
And they come
Ponzi
up,
spiders?
yep, and they climb up, and they're as they're just kind of moving all about.
Bunch of chuckle fucks.
As she handed me the device, I was just gonna slip towards the wall and then have my bird grab it and fly up as he's climbing onto her shoulders.
As you're doing this, and for that brief moment, you're actually physically holding it before you pass it along. You hear in your head, "Interesting."
Which part?
There's no response.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I say that as my bird flies up. That's you.
Can I say I'm like standing next to him? and it's like,
Give me a stealth check for the bird. With advantage, because it can do that thing where it is a shadow on the wall of a bird.
17.
17.
Good. Twelve
is very distracted by Ponzi and his giggling spider hands.
Jesus Christ.
Does not notice the bird getting close.
Fonzie's gonna scooch on over and just kind of sit on the shoulder, and he's gonna try and pretend to direct her.
Okay.
Like, listen, I'm up here. I'm not very stable. You cannot move that quickly again. I need you to slow down.
I need a sleight of hand check. Jackin, roll me a sleight of hand check as well.
14.
14.
24.
24. You have this, Jackin, you have this weird feeling of deja vu as this is happening, that they don't seem to notice. 12 does not notice what you're doing with you.
Deja vu.
Yeah, like
You
you've
think
seen
it's
this
happened
before, or
before?
it's like you've had this happen before, but you don't. You're like, this is weird.
Like this exact moment.
Yeah,
Haven't you ever
yeah,
had
kind
deja
of.
vu before?
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's like I didn't know what happened about.
So it needs to change.
So where's the bird in relation to what we're doing right now?
Bird got to you.
Okay. That sleight of hand would be to put it on the back of the neck.
Mhm.
Yep. Just as I overheard them say, just
You
slip
see,
it right.
immediately 12 jerks and like blue sparks start flaring inside the torso and along the arms. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
22.
22. You nimbly bimbly pop off before they fall on you. And they just fall. Clang! And they're just stock still now.
Is Dakin right by me?
Yes.
We're T-posing.
But I was gonna ask, does 12 have any pockets on?
No
No
pockets.
pockets? Nothing.
There's barely any 12 at the moment.
No money on it or anything. No money on 12.
Doesn't look like it.
Nothing cool like a gun or something like that.
Barely any 12.
Barely any 12.
I'm gonna walk over and be like, "What are you looking for?"
All right, I guess I'm shoving the dude's sister in the bag. Oh my!
You start to shovel the shovel the body into the haversack.
No.
I was joking.
Say, excuse me.
You don't want to like piss off the group.
At that point, Ponzi does say, Ponzi and Dakin never failed to deliver.
I deliver like dragon dash.
I got it. It's great.
Your mom,
It's a great one.
Lily, it's just hate to do it, but there's no other way.
I wish you were here the first time we fought her.
It wouldn't have worked before the armor protected them. Because I didn't know that was her until recently. I thought she was dead for a long time. Long time. You see the dusty mech that goes scoop up 12 in the one arm. It's got like this little like metal bar and like an elbow. So it's got like a little wing. It's not quite an arm yet.
Is 12 limp noodle or like bored?
Board.
Okay.
Like, straight up like a full mannequin locked in like position.
Okay.
It's a tough one, huh? Nicodemus is like, ship's up and running.
Let's get out of
Let's
here.
get to the surface.
Pressing buttons.
Yeah. Lacar's like, are you just going to surface?
Lily, did you
I
scope out?
This is your ship and your plan. I don't know what your agenda is at this point.
Have you had a chance to look at the shore? Finding a secondary, primary? Well, now we can go to our
Actually,
primary.
at this point, with all the things that you've done, I would say in like fish form, you could have went and scouted and gotten them because you've been to the bay before. You could tell that you could come up in the shadier side of place, like really far away from your house and the Nine Lives Casino and the entertainment district and all that stuff over there. But it'd be over there by the stacks. It would be over there by where you guys ran into Beckett. So it's literally the complete other side of the city. So you'd be like on the other side of New York. You know, like you'd be on the other side of Manhattan or something.
But it's the only place that.
But that's an option. If you're trying to stay away from that stuff, you could just surface at one of the empty docks and just deal with the dockmaster at that point, or
I don't know about you, but I'm a broke teenager, so I ain't got money for a dockmaster.
I got an idea.
I'll look at
I have money.
Cassius and Ember
Not a lot.
and Neo specifically, just kind of glance around like, are we seriously just gonna turn her loose?
And at that point, Cassius is going to shift into Grix and lean into you and say, no.
Ooh, I didn't know you could do that.
How does that look as
Yeah.
you transform?
I've never seen that before.
Cassius, in a very, you guys have probably seen changelings before, where they just sort of shift into another, they meld and form into something else. Cassius is a little bit different. It's going to be more like flashes of blue light and little supernova that spin around and collide into his bones and muscles and actually tear away flesh and then reform as something else. It's extremely
Arcane.
painful.
It's like Arcane.
It's like Arcane, yes.
Yes.
It's
Victor.
very painful way of doing it. And he doesn't enjoy it. However, it happens very quickly, but it's like a bunch of really quick sparks that shoot out, come back, and collide with his body, and he's a different form at that.
Okay, I'm in awe.
I think Clementine takes such a big step backwards and like puts her hand on her belt that she almost like falls over. Like, yeah.
Can I say I would like to change into Grix now because I'm.
Yes, please.
It's the shit out of each other.
Colors.
Alien, you shift using your magic disguise self. So it's a slightly shorter version of Rick, but it's really close.
I look at him and I go, really valid effort, but it's not the same.
Mine's also pretty painful because my scales like go in and out and
Oh.
flip over. Like,
I think it's cool
You're
though.
a changeling too.
no, I just
No,
want to
he
be
is
cool like him.
disguise
so
self.
Just,
Oh.
yeah, disguise
I
self.
mean, I think it's very.
His transformation was painful.
Oh, because like I'm expecting like my scales to like pop out and flip
So like the
over.
Mystique thing?
Yeah, the Mystique.
I mean, if you do that where I'm from, people will probably.
It's
kick you
a
out.
witch, man! No.
I mean, there's a time or two that people give me a weird look. That's why I don't live with them. I live on the outside.
I mean, what is like Ponzi? Like, what do you look like? You're the
No,
lens.
I was gonna say your disguise extends down.
Oh, so I just go like on the way down.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you want to be an only
Because together,
child,
like, you're how tall?
I
already am.
How tall was he?
Are you suggesting we
I
take
thought
her
you said
sister
at one
out?
point.
He's a couple feet.
3 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or 3
2 or
feet.
3
You're
feet.
2 or 3 feet.
I mean, I don't
that's
think we
about
should walk
Combined
out
with
here
the
like
illusion,
she's
you're
saying.
about the same size as he is, but you're just a little shorter.
Cassius is 6'2".
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and,
like 2
and
inches.
you remember Rick being like 6 something. Like he was
Yeah.
tall.
6.
What are you, 6'2"?
6'2".
2 glass of water?
Wait, isn't Grix blue?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, so blue da ba dee da ba.
You're counting on drums, the Blue Man Group.
I'm not sure I understand. So you
That's Eiffel 65.
are
though.
Cassius and you just morphed into Grix? Okay. So you're not Grix.
No.
Grix is still dead.
Correct.
Okay, good.
As far as you.
As
Or
far
his
as we know.
body, his
Yeah.
meat suit's blown up.
It's
Meat
like
suits.
plot twist. Cassius was Grix all along.
All initiative. No, I'm just kidding.
Scooby-Doo episode.
While he's explaining that, can I look at Lily and try to like say it so that Cassius does not hear it? But how much do you really trust us for that?
Enough. Enough that I trusted him with your fate to make sure you were going to make it out of this. You did. But it's always been creepy.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
That would be-
Grix was creepy too.
It's like an occupational thing.
Me? That's real smart bad socialist.
I got both. I got both bad.
You sure do, little buddy.
Drax autism? Or we
Actually,
Okay, we need a shirt. We need a shirt. Under that, what you just said before with
Drax autism.
the say with the 2 smarts.
What was it?
No,
Like?
you're so
High intelligence, low social skills.
Tracks autism. High intelligence.
The parentheses.
3 times a week, 6 feet. That's happening, by the way. 100%.
Where do you guys think would be safe to?
Okay, we need to decide first if we're really considering letting her go.
I don't see why we should let her
No,
go. She almost wiped the floor with all. Well, she did wipe the floor with all of us. We can't let her out there. There's too many people.
Do you think I don't have pull when I am in that form?
You do, but how can you control that?
Control what?
Her.
She's stiff as a board. Light as a
But for how long? You're gonna let her out there with all those innocent people, and then we're gonna have to clean it up again. And I don't know that we made it out really well last time. In case you didn't notice,
I plan on incarcerating her.
where are you incarcerating her at?
No prison I could hold her. I've seen prison.
Did they put her down?
I know a place. And you see Nicodemus trying to raise his hand.
You with the horns.
Yeah, I'm part of our church is literally a dungeon for individuals that are powerful. Adventurers have to answer for their crimes just as much as everyone else. Some of them have the ability to literally bend the laws of time, space, and reality. We have places to put someone like her.
How many other people do you have there?
I actually don't know.
Has anyone ever gotten out?
It's been a while.
Did you get them when they got out?
Oh, they didn't get out themselves. Somebody broke them out. It was an issue. But we didn't recapture them, but let's just say they're no longer a problem.
A while is long enough for us to be able to reset what we need to reset.
I mean, I think we
Besides
should.
now, with Genesis in charge with the new security protocols, it should be fine.
Well, I want Clementine's opinion because
I want Neo's opinion.
this is
And
Clementine's.
to be fair, the
Sister.
breakout happened during the shattering when magic went sideways.
I mean, this is Clementine's sister and Lily's kid.
It may be my mom's daughter, but it's not my sister.
Neo, have you seen this place that Nicodemus is talking about?
Bro, I barely leave.
I will say this though, like you looking like this won't fly going there. There are direct odds of blue industry.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna turn right. I'm gonna turn into Nicodemus. Like, what's your flavor?
And you see like there's like this smirk that happens. He's like, I'm real good looking.
I'll be honest, I've barely left the casino, but something tells me I trust Nico, so.
I figured.
Also, you're a therapist, right, or something? Or
I'm a psychiatrist. Yeah.
yeah, that thing, the emotional. Yeah. So I think he would help 12 emotionally until we get them to jail.
Yeah. We need to keep those emotions under control as best as possible. However, in current state, I think 12 is under control. The next problem is, how do we get 12 to the church without people watching us carry this giant mech around?
I didn't even think of that.
What should I be talking?
Actually, you wouldn't need to
12.
carry me. I can walk.
What?
This you use as
Oh,
Dusty's saying over the thing.
I mean, Dusty, as I'm swiping off some smudges, I'm like,
To be clear, I would be carrying 12.
if you're okay with that, how do we do it without people
As if people
I
raising
have
eyebrows?
I have a spell that would
Well, you
aid
said
us.
shrink.
Shrink.
Do you have a shrink?
Pass without
Doesn't
trace.
he have an
Also,
attribute?
the trace.
And you see
Probably.
Lakar and stuff.
Climb arms and legs.
When I arrived in the city, to maintain a more incognito approach, I journeyed through the sewers mostly.
Oh, that might be an option. I have been.
They
in
are
the
large
sewers.
enough for the construct.
I've been in the sewers. That might be a good idea.
And the sewers run throughout the complete underside of the city. And I do believe there would be a way to enter the sewers from underwater.
Whose territory is the sewers?
Yeah, the docks into the sewers.
The sewers and sewage, like waste and all that stuff, is controlled by the waste organization thing.
Not like the
Like there's
waste disposal.
well, there's the waste management people are an actual one of the cartels.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
And
Yeah.
You've been in town long enough, and you've been in town long enough to know that, and you've interacted with where rats? Like, question mark? Like,
Okay.
there's a guy in charge who goes by Racken. Like his name is Racken, but they call him the Rat King.
Oh my gosh.
It's got people.
Oh my gosh.
I wanna
Fucking Dak.
I wanna take a
It's meant to be, Dak.
as Logan speaks to the narrator. Singing George of the Jungle, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The narrator.
It's just Daredevil.
Sorry,
Deadpool's it right to the camera.
It's like
Breaking the
virtual
fourth
physics. I expect him to stare at like this.
Cameras and
They're like, that's crazy.
I want opportunity to go over to, or at least talk to Neo. I know you probably want to get Nico home, and I'm sure you're just as enthusiastic about getting 12 into a place where she can't hurt us anymore. Do you think that maybe it would be wise to reach out to Ken now? Because I think where his loyalties lie are impulse.
Can't really do that privately. Is the issue?
Do you have like a way you could reach out to him? Like anything he would know? Arrange a meeting?
Funnily enough, that friend I told you about, they know Ken. So, like I said, not like him. Think that'll work.
Some of you would notice, like, Lorelai kind of like turn off to the side and then say, I'll help them get back to LeBeau's.
She's done it before.
Gesture at the two of them. Once we get to the sewers, I know how to get there. I know how to get to the. We both, all of us should know, actually.
That's why we ran into the Racken. Is that his name?
You already met this guy.
No, you actually didn't meet that guy, but you did meet a were-rat.
Oh, so we just met some like random dude.
Yeah.
You guys
His
look like
name
you're
was
like-
Random Dude.
Did they invite you?
What was his name? I can't remember. Did he
He
say
didn't
his
say.
name? It was probably like Dakin, probably. Freaking trying to be
It's,
like
it's
me.
slacking.
Slacking. Yeah, because he was lazy and just sitting
Did
there
Clementine
on top of
ask
his phone.
you asked
so-
that if you did
Yeah.
him?
Did any of them bite you?
The car
I don't think
looks
so.
over at you and goes, as beneficent as the Ebon Bane Inquisition is, I don't believe we should go there.
Why not?
Our gifts might draw their attention in a way we don't want.
I see.
And he just looks over at them and goes, well, that's as good a direction as any until we figure out another.
Okay. Well,
Do you guys, this is now me as the dungeon master, do you guys want to try and leave the submarine here? And some of you go out via the sewers and then break off into separate directions, like some going to LeBeau's, some going to the Inquisition?
I say we do surface,
Yeah.
but we want to try to get the submarine somewhere.
Because I will say there's benefits to both.
Somewhat.
Because if you get the ship to surface, getting it back up to like 100% will be easier if everything plays out right. Because the shipyards are like right there in the middle of the bay,
Right.
so there's a chance that'll work out right. But if you want to keep the ship a secret,
Yeah,
then somebody could stay behind and keep.
I'm
stay
thinking
out
it
here.
really makes the most sense. I'm thinking.
well, if I need to stay away anyway, I could certainly watch the show. That's
But really, Lily just needs one person, and if Lily's going to stay, that she can stay and that she can work on it.
I think because Lily
Let's get
knows
your
the
mom some
ship.
clothes, bro. She's still in a fucking hospital.
She at this point. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't said it.
Mindful.
Yeah, she would have found some coveralls.
Yeah, in the cruise quarters, because we went to the cruise quarters, would be something in
I
there.
mean, maybe if there was no shit.
and
So
then
we found cans of
and
food.
without the
and
car holding the ship together, she would have to flood a couple areas. But for the most part, you guys have made it more structurally sound enough that some of the side rooms would have to be collapsed until the rest of the ship gets fully fixed. But it can move around. It's got, I think, one sonic cannon left, or am I crazy?
No,
I got one.
I think it was like one torpedo.
Okay,
shot.
so
we shot all torpedoes. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, all
so-
torpedoes. All.
but she's not without her defenses.
Yeah.
So if you take Dusty with you, then you'll have them to carry 12. If you leave Dusty and take 12 another way, that's up to you guys too. I don't know how you want to break this down, but this is the time to kind of pick that.
How? I mean, how strong is the mech compared to Nico? And like Nico with help, even
At this point, they're really close because Nico's
weak.
pretty
at the
strong.
moment.
Well, I'm saying Nico's really strong.
Yeah.
Like in general, he's used to carrying
Right.
like
Heavy armor.
hundreds of
great
pounds of
sword.
plate on him. You know what I mean? That kind of
Right,
thing.
yeah.
Full plate's heavy.
The next
But
one.
and the mech's damaged. So the other thing is your mom could keep working on trying to fix the arm of the mech too, and then use the mech to help work on the repairs on the outside of the ship.
When you said he shouldn't go to the Inquisition,
Definitely shouldn't. That'd be
so
bad.
which means he should go to the
LeBeau's.
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 Yeah.
And then figure out where to go from there. Essentially, so basically, we're looking at you. I'm sorry, Dakin, Ponzi, Lorelei, and Arcus heading to LeBeau's. The rest of you because you're not weak. Oh, because sorry, Aggie's not weak. In his
Yeah.
uniform, he's pretty strong. Between him and Nicodemus,
I'm at full. We're at full
I
health.
mean, like strength wise, like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
pretty strong too.
Yeah.
You taking a long rest?
Yes.
I want to go up to Ember when we get a second,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to say, I think you're probably like one of the objectively nicest people on the ship. So I wanted to ask you some advice.
Sure.
I came a really long way, and I found my parents that I was looking for a really long time, but there's still people after us. I can either run, or I can take the opportunity to stay and try to stop them from chasing us. And I think most of my life I've chose the former, and I guess I need a second opinion. Do I just take what I've been looking for all this time and run with it, or do I try to get ahead of the 8 ball and stop people from maybe following us?
I think if you're running, you're never going to stop running. And that sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I think that you have a lot of people here. Some of them are a little grumpy, but don't worry. I can buffer that for you. I think that you need to take a stand. I think we all have to take a stand eventually. And I think that you're going to be really proud of it when you do. It's scary.
Yeah.
But I think that, I know I'm not going to let anything happen to you. I know Aggie would feel the same too.
Well, I want to take out. I told you this earlier, but I'm gonna take out a pair of they look kind of like fingerless gloves,
Mm-hmm.
and they're silver in color, so they kind of match your scales,
Yeah.
and they would overlay on your claw like they're big enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And I want to hand them to you, and I'm gonna say thank you for just your help, and yeah.
So I'm going to take the gloves, and there's going to be her eyes are a little misty because she only has one friend at home, right? It's like Tristan, because she's not mixed in with the community so well. And so she's going to take them and she's just going to sit there for a minute and be like, these mean a lot. Thank you. Thanks. And she's not putting them on red. She's going to pocket them for now.
They're gauntlets of oak.
They're what?
They're gauntlets of oak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you tell me to put that imagery. So I'm gonna pocket them right now because I don't need them this instant. And yeah, she feels like she belongs somewhere.
If you needed to help Nico carry, well, those would help.
Awesome, thank you.
God, that was so sweet. I'm gonna fucking throw up now.
Ember's gonna look at him like, stop, man.
I have a name, dude.
What is your name? Because, like, you never actually introduced yourself. You didn't take my snacks. You were too sad to. I'll protect you, too. Don't worry. You're one of the grumpy ones that I was referencing.
Speaking of, how big is
More
her dragon?
traumatized, less grumpy.
How big is her dragon?
Bigger than you.
He's like a
He's medium sized.
He's a medium-sized creature. He's at least
He's about
5
5
to
6
6
foot
feet
from
long.
head to tail.
He's probably like a 6-foot crocodile.
Yeah.
That's true. While she's having that heartfelt reunion moment with the friends thing, he's like, "Hey, listen, if you let me ride you, I'll get you more of that liquor."
How you?
Sure.
He looks like, I really don't mind. Hop on. I don't care. You don't owe me anything.
And she looks back at back.
I get it, I have, like-
just on her dragon.
I just go like, "Alright, I'm sorry."
Are you on Ponzi's shoulders like T-posing?
T-posing on top of the dragon.
Actually, I was gonna just do like,
He,
I was
and,
just
and at some point he actually rears up and flares the wings out or whatever, so it looks like this weird totem pole.
And I say, Aggie, what are you? No.
Thunderbird
No.
totem pole.
Aggie, we don't have time for this.
Is there like a? I kind of wish that if like when we do it together that like something happens to us. Like,
I am
we
going
start-
to go towards them, and I'm going to pick one of them up. And I'm like,
Which one are you grabbing?
whoever's on top, I guess.
I guess I'm
Give me a charisma saving.
Me or them?
You.
Okay.
Very good baby.
Just to see how much she likes being picked.
15.
15.
Resist that Riz.
What's
What's your spell save? 12. 12. You right through Ponzi.
And I. What did you do?
Wait, so now he's on top.
Oh, you were on top?
I think I'm.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
he
you-
was on top.
I'm sorry, you right through down.
What is this?
The familiar show.
The giggling spiders.
Wait. Okay.
This you
So, so I have like a new thing where it's like called like Echo Servant or whatever. So like, couldn't I like say that like I put it on top of that and it's me behind her like, and she does that and I go.
You watch as the Dakin on top of the Ponzi just disappears or whatever, and you see the Dakin appear like behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna actually stop doing that, kid. What, kid?
And you see like
Oh man, I'm
you see like you kind of look confused. At least he looks back on his back. Goes, both of you on here? I didn't feel both.
Aggie.
He just kind of sets you back down for a second.
Aggie, we have serious stuff going on. You have to like, just like stay.
If you don't take a moment to appreciate things like this, then what are we fighting?
I want to appreciate everything above water
Yo, Aggie, real.
with snacks in the sunshine and my cool gloves I just got. And I can't wear my cool gloves if I end up dead at the bottom of the ocean.
You're right, it's almost morning. There'll be breakfast.
Exactly. And I haven't eaten in a long time.
Fair? That's fair.
An alcoholic.
And you haven't eaten in a while.
This is true.
I have no food at my place.
I wonder if my mom and dad are
Roll
thinking about me
insight
too.
check.
I haven't seen them in a long time. Insight?
Mhm.
Check.
Do you have any grenadine?
I have canned food rations.
Fucking crazy.
Oh, 7. 7.
Sure.
You don't pick up on it, but you feel like this like amusement as he goes, no, I haven't eaten.
And my smile just. Aggie?
No insight check necessary.
Aggie, what have you eaten?
You see like do like a cat does when it's trying to like hide something. Its back hind leg just kind of
I
you hear
literally.
like a clinking noise
I'm gonna turn.
and see like a few empty cans behind him.
Aggie, you like.
Nope, intervening. Minor illusion. She doesn't see him do it. She hears clinking, but she doesn't see him do it.
There's a still image of Peggy just with like
I'm turning around. I'm turning around and I'm casting whole person on this little kid.
God.
This
They
little.
don't waste a spell slot.
I'm gonna.
Behind the illusions.
Kremlin, right here.
Okay.
I'm a sharp person.
Dak can roll me was it a wisdom save?
It's a wisdom save.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw. What's your save DC?
13.
Yeah, 13.
30, 20.
30, 20. You both feel like a tightening around you of like pressure or like energy, and then it just wisps away.
Okay, Logan, what the fuck?
The squeeze is
Let's sign the minor. Thank you,
It's like, as awesome as all of this is, I want to go home.
I do too. That's why I'm saying. Someone tie these two up.
What are we doing with this? And he holds up the Ponzi's body with the busted head open.
Oh.
I have to. Yeah, I go to take it. I pull the glove off of one wrist.
Just comes off easy.
The other one I look at, and I'm going to pull my scalpel and cut his arm off.
Okay.
And I'm going to take.
With a quick motion, it goes right through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Wait, right through, like he cut it, or right through,
I cut
like
his arm.
there's a. Okay.
He
I didn't know if it was
he
like a.
literally cut through meat and bone just
Yeah.
with
I'm
a
going to take.
gesture.
I'm going to take the one that I was able to get off clean, hand it to Ponzi, and then I'll say I'll work on this one.
Put the rest of it in here, and he holds up the backpack.
The body?
Yeah.
I grab the body and I'm going to drop it in and apologize to Clementine.
When you're done with that arm,
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we could take the wristband from B.L.U.E Industries, put it on the arm, and leave it in here. So in case anybody comes looking for that tracker, they find
It's the same one that I
somebody's
had,
body.
yeah. Which we
Well,
needed
like,
to do something with.
we could do that now, kind of. I could help get that off of the arm, and we could throw that there and just chuck it out the airlock.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that if someone comes looking for that wristband,
Yeah.
that they find maybe a dead person and
Yeah, because I handed mine to Lily already.
Okay.
With in another session.
all right. Well, let's get to the surface.
She's like, "Do you want me to take care of the arm?"
You okay with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Sure. And I'll.
She's like, really, it's not a whole lot to it. If I just put this in one of the engine chambers and just let it
True.
blast,
You can just cremate it.
the meat will liquefy and the rest of it I can just replace a few components a lot faster that way.
Sure. Yeah.
I look at Aggie and I'm like, I think it's gonna be vegetarian breakfast for us.
Says you.
I want bacon. No bacon.
Actually, it wouldn't be jerky.
All right, let's get to the surface then.
Yeah.
You guys approach a sewage outlet, and through some finagling, some ice breath, and some different spells, you're able to give yourselves a pathway up into the tunnels that make it into the sewer. It's not like a full-blown like solid liquid coming out of the pipe. Once you get in the pipe and up a little bit, you surface into like a big area that lets you come into like a 40 by 40 chamber where like lots of things are like different outlets to the sewers are dropping into this zone to like flush into the actual sea. And as the tide comes up and down, it automatically kind of like flushes this chamber out, and you guys are in just the right kind of time where you're able to get onto like the ladder works and stuff and get up to there with maybe having to cast prestidigitation a couple times because of some oopses, but you're literally looking at one part of the group is across this chasm of the opening that drops down for the sewage in one of the tunnels that they're going to go towards the LeBeau's, and the other batch is carrying 12's body and heading towards
The Inquisition.
the Ebonbane Inquisition.
Are there any okay, you said it's getting to be about morning now.
It would be just about daybreak,
Is there
which is here about 5 a.m.
okay? Is there any beams of light shining through that I can because I'm half drow, so I don't normally have sensitivity to light, but ever since I've gotten the splinter, I'm a little concerned about going outside, like an actual drow would be.
At the moment, no, but if you continue away from this spot, you will be going to where you'll be more up to where you have street level grates and like the sewage inlets for like the water runoff and stuff from the streets.
Okay.
So you would be able to have a chance to check that soon.
Okay.
So we're gonna pause here and pick up with the two groups as they separate.